Hello, and welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC. Give me a moment to invite our Spanish-speaking guest. Bienvenido y gracias por ver 3 o'clock with SOC. Si quieres acceso al programa en español, por favor, marque ese número que aparece en la pantalla. ¿Cuál es? 646-749-3122. Cuando le conteste su llamada, marque 779-328-221. Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Rodriguez. I'm the leadership coordinator for Southside Organizing Center. Thank you for joining us. Today is Organizing Leadership and Community Development Day. Happy Friday, everyone. Give me a moment. I just got my notes gone for a second, so I apologize. Just so you know, we do have simultaneous translations in English and Spanish for all of our episodes, which you'll find on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page. We're also on Instagram. Besides that, you will also be able to reach us at any time you'd like, even though we can't be in person with you right now at our events. You can reach us at 414-672-8090 or at soc@socmilwaukee.org for our email, and our website is www.socmilwaukee.org. Please also note that we have a very quick survey for you to fill out. We do look at the survey quite often to make sure that we're hearing your voice and making decisions for future episodes. It takes not even 3 minutes to do, so if you have a moment to fill out our SOC survey, we really would appreciate that. Also, just want you to know that I am working from home right now in my kitchen. 53215, where SOC headquarters is located, is still considered quite a hotspot zone for COVID-19. So we are definitely not knocking on doors right now, not doing events. However, we're always here for you, so please don't hesitate to reach out. And definitely, I see some of you joining us. Please don't hesitate to say hello to us in the comments. We'd love to shout you out. And also, if you have any friends that you think would benefit from today's show, feel free to tag or share our show, because we would really appreciate that. Very quickly, a little disclaimer. Just want you to know that the views and opinions shared today do not necessarily reflect those of SOC. We have some waters that we can swim in and some we can't. However, we want to make sure that we are an organization representing all the residents on the near south side. Few announcements for next week. Just wanted you to know we're going to have some amazing guests coming up next week. Ed Falone will be joining us. Also, we're going to have Sheila Badwin from the Hanan Refugee Coalition. And then on Friday, I'm very excited, a dear friend of mine, the newly elected City Attorney Tierman Spencer, will be joining us for an interview with Tammy Rivera. Just want to give a quick update. Tomorrow actually will be the official kickoff of our GOLD Institute, the Grassroots Organizing Leadership Development Institute. Thank you, Maria, for that. Here's the flyer. We're going to have in the comments a comment to reach me, Andrea. You can email me at andrea@socmilwaukee.org. This Leadership Institute, even though it's starting tomorrow, we still have a few seats and a few scholarships left, but we'll be working with developing leaders or current leaders that want to strengthen their skills and be a part of our Southside Coalition. This is excellent for someone who, really has some needs and dreams for the South Side, and you want to work with other residents just like you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Before we bring on our guests, I see some amazing hellos already. Thank you, Maria. Hola, how are you? And Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate you so much. Right now, we're going to go ahead and have our guest come on. It'll be Carissa Gibbons from Milwaukee Community Program Manager with Milwaukee Bike Fed, and we'll be discussing the Safe and Healthy Streets Initiative. Hi, Carissa. How are you?
Hi, Andrea. I'm doing well. I have a job and I'm well, so I could be thankful for that.
Thank you for saying that. We definitely have to count our blessings right now in this day and age. I'm so glad that you're safe. You're a dear friend of mine, so it's great to see you on the forum, and we really appreciate you. Carissa and I have a great background together working on a few different initiatives, and I'm just so thankful for the things you do in Milwaukee. So thank you again. Tell us a little bit about your role at Bike Fed and just what you're doing specifically with the Safe and Healthy Streets Initiative.
Sure. Well, I've been serving with the Wisconsin Bike Federation here in the Milwaukee chapter. It's okay. A lot of people think we're the Milwaukee Bike Fed because we're so awesome. I've been serving the Milwaukee chapter now for almost 8 years, but I'm now serving in a leadership role here. So we're a statewide nonprofit organization, and we advocate for bicycle-friendly communities across the state through education and policy making. And I do that with a couple of other colleagues here in the city of Milwaukee. But even though our name is the Bike Fed, we actually do a lot of work around active transportation advocacy. So not just biking, but walking safety and transit safety in the public right of way.
Excellent, excellent. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the resources that you have or some of the programs that you're now offering our community?
Yeah, for sure. We actually have one of our flagship programs is our Safe Routes to School program. And that's actually how I got started at the Wisconsin Bike Federation. I got a part-time job as a Safe Routes to School instructor in the Milwaukee Public School District. So we have a pretty robust contract with them. And what we do there is we work with K through 5, K through 6 on safe biking and walking. So we're actually taking them on walks, taking them on bicycle rides, teaching kids often how to ride bikes and also how to do that safely on street. And we also use our trail systems. In the summertime, we work at Boys and Girls Clubs, and we have a few other outlets that we work with. We work with the Friends of the Hungarian State Trail. So we work at a lot of schools around the Southside area and take kids on bike rides. It's just really fruitful experience for young people. There's a couple of other major things that we do in the city of Milwaukee. We have a mobile repair program, which employs adolescents, and they are on a bike that's actually a folding out bike shop. And they travel around the city of Milwaukee to various parks, and they do repairs for anybody for free. And those are mostly just kind of like minor repairs, some things we can't do, but it's great leadership training, job training, and young people to get to be out and about. And I'd say it's probably, if I were a teen, I would definitely want to be doing that in the summertime. And then, of course, we have our Milwaukee Walks pedestrian safety program. And that's supported by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. And that's really about connecting with community stakeholders across the city, especially shout out to the South Side. They're pretty active, a lot of organizers on the South Side for pedestrian safety. And what we do is we have toolkits that teach you about pedestrian rights, how to organize on the streets. So doing demonstrations, especially at critical intersections where traffic tends to be quite bad. And then we also work with residents to connect with their elected officials, other community leaders, and try to impress upon them the severity of any given situation, just to try to fill in those gaps and recognize where the changes need to occur. A lot of our materials are bilingual, and we are really happy and thankful for the amount of work that we've been able to do in the last 3 years to get more residents involved in that and taking on those leadership roles and setting up those demonstrations. So we have so that's Milwaukee Walks. Again, we're still very pedestrian oriented. And then the mobile bike repair. And then, of course, Safe Routes to School. And that program has actually been going on for a little over a decade. So those are the three things that are what we do.
Excellent. And thinking just a couple questions. These are such interesting programs. Safe Routes to School. Let me know of a couple of Southside schools that you may partner with for that program. Are there ones that parents can be watching out for?
Sure. That's actually a really good question. We're working on developing our Safe Routes to School programs so that we have more support in the school district. A lot of times our programs are off of annual cold calls per year. We've had good relationships with Dorfler, Rogers Street Academy. We actually, through our bike adventure camps, we have a pretty strong relationship with Notre Dame Academy, Mitchell Street School, a lot of them. But again, what happens is a lot of times we have to just build those relationships, and teachers and administration, they might leave and then new ones come in, and we don't necessarily always have that same relationship. So we just onboarded a Safe Routes to School coordinator, MPS, that's trying to help us continue to make those connections and try to systematize Safe Routes to School more so that parents aren't always necessarily having to go to the well with us and say, please, can you do a Safe Routes to School program? So, it's always important that you do ask, because honestly, when you show them the curriculum, it's like, how could you go wrong? It's a great program.
Yeah, and I'm so thankful for it. I'm 42 now. I didn't actually own my first bike or actually drive in the street until I was 30. So just to know that youth right now are getting those early experiences. My children are definitely, more bikers than I am right now. But are there any virtual opportunities happening right now with these programs for the school one?
Yeah, so if you visit wisconsinbikefed.org, we do have in our advocacy section like things we do. There you can find a whole online curriculum that my colleague and your colleague friend Michael Anderson has put together
Michael.
called Safe Routes from Home. So a lot of we opened up the curriculum that we have for safe biking and walking to all families, and they can pick and choose what they want to do. And we have some lessons for a little bit older kids called our Junior Urbanist program, which is a little bit more activist oriented and kind of floats into more of some of the things we do with Milwaukee Walks.
Excellent, excellent. And thank you to Michael. He's such a great guy. I'm so
Yeah,
appreciative
he's
that that
awesome.
resource exists, that we can utilize that. Tell me a little bit more about the mobile bike repair. Like well, first of all, are you still doing bike repairs right now? I know the weather's changing a little bit, but has COVID affected that at all?
So COVID's definitely affected our schedule. We haven't, so we have a massive shop at North Division High School, and it's been hard to get in there because MPS is like, you can't come in here. So
Mhm.
we've had very limited access to a lot of our resources this year. So unfortunately, our mobile bike repairs really suffered. We have like our like mobile bike repair manager has really only been able to work with one student this year, and we haven't been able to get to as many parks, and there's been like flare-ups where we go, so it's been tough. But again, at Wisconsin Bike Fed org, under what we do, we have a full listing of all of our programs, including mobile repair. You can find out, what's going on for the next season. We typically have a full schedule where you can see all the places we go, and then also how to get involved in the program, and maybe recommend a young person to apply for the program.
Excellent, excellent. And let's say, for instance, I am a teenager looking to possibly apply for that. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the process I might have to go through?
Sure. I mean, to be quite honest, we're kind of ragtag folks, bicycle people.
I love it
It's,
though.
it's quite easy. We have a coordinator. His name is Jake Newborn. His information is on the site. All you got to do is shoot an email to him. I think he might even have his phone number on there, but email, he's pretty responsive with email, and just say, I'm interested in the mobile bike repair program. I'd love to get involved. What do I need to do? I think there's some information about some requirements as well, but he's pretty good about getting back to you. And we're always, you don't even have to be like really amazing at fixing bikes, because we don't expect people to be,
Mhm.
master bike fixers. It's more just about, if you're dedicated to the community, you like to help people out, you're willing to learn something new, because you definitely will. Then, and I guess I would also say, if you know any of those kids who are technically people that are more hands-on, maybe in the classroom, they don't like thrive on reading, writing, and arithmetic, but
Mhm.
they're really good with their hands. They're just like maybe like sports and things like that. Those people tend to be people who are really good at fixing bikes, and they also might be really good with people. You never know. So that's something always to
Absolutely.
think about.
Absolutely. When we think about, the multiple types that we can be as learners, and when we think about all these STEAM initiatives, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, this program just seems so perfect for especially some of our young people. A little bit more about Milwaukee Walks and also the Straight and Healthy Streets initiatives, especially as a resident that wants to get involved. What else can you tell us about that?
So our Milwaukee Walks program, it runs on kind of a seasonal schedule as well. We apply or send a proposal to the DPW every year, and we try to build upon that every year. I think we're in our this will be maybe our third year doing that solidly, and our goal in 2021 is to start a walk ambassador program and hopefully do that with Jane's Walk, MKE, so that we're not just training people about walk safety, we're also training people to lead walks in their neighborhood based off of like their interests or like history or other social issues. So we have a Facebook page, and we run predominantly off of that, considering we have a lot of different programs at the Bike Fed. So we typically run a lot of these different programs off of social media pages, but I really do hope that we can grow into something a little bit more solid, especially with the Jane's Walk partnership. Safe and Healthy Streets is a good question. I'm the program manager for Milwaukee Safe and Healthy Streets, and that was really started a while ago to try to get a bunch of local advocates together who are into biking, walking, transit use, that focus really much on very much on local issues. Because as a Bike Fed staff member, I tend to have my foot in both sides of the pot. I work on statewide legislation and things like that, and I also get pulled away to work on local things. So Safe and Healthy Streets is also, you can go, there's a Facebook page for that, and it's more localized. So a couple of years ago, about 2.5 years ago, that group was like, hey, Bike Fed, we'd really like to hire a coordinator, focus on some local issues, systems change. And that group was able to get a grant through the Medical College of Wisconsin. And I became the coordinator a little bit later into it. But that group right now is very much focused on working with residents as a liaison to local government to try to implement some of our safe streets policies at the city level, like our pedestrian plan and our complete streets plan or policy. So, at any whatever you're interested in, whether it's housing, education, transportation, we obviously know that there's different plans and policies at the city level, and a lot of times those get just kind of shelved, right? Once we work so hard on something, and then they get shelved. But then of course there's like amazing people in the community who try to implement that policy, and that's really what Safe and Healthy Streets is doing right now. We've got a complete streets policy and a pedestrian plan that we're constantly waving in their faces to ensure that we're actually implementing the things that are indicated in those documents.
Excellent. Is there any cost to residents to access any of the resources from Wisconsin Bike Fed?
Well, we are a member-based program, just like UWM or Urban Ecology Center or something like that. So some of the work that we do is in part because of our members. And then of course we apply for grants just like SOC, and we apply for government grants and local grants and all that stuff. So if you do like the work that we do and you think that it's awesome, consider becoming a member or donating to us, because I think we have a solid team and we do a lot of really good work. But one of the things I did want to share with you, if I may, is there's some really important things going on right now. The Coalition for Safe Driving is like a newer local advocacy group of people that are focused on improving driving safety. And I can share this site with you. I've shared all the mobile repair information with you as well just now. So we are not the original, the OG of the Coalition for Safe Driving, but we've joined with them in this year because we really like what they're doing. They've stood up to the Reckless Driving Task Force and said that community members need to be more involved in the decision-making around reckless driving, and that also we need one strategic plan to all work under in order to try to reduce reckless driving in the city of Milwaukee. I think we can all agree that reckless driving is a serious issue. We've lost some very important community members. We've lost children. We've lost way too many people to reckless driving in the city of Milwaukee and the county. I just want to share some interesting information with some of your guest here, just because I wanted to kind of prepare myself when I was talking with you. While the state overall has seen a decrease in traffic fatalities, Milwaukee County is still at the epicenter of reckless driving. Black Wisconsinites were once statistically less likely to be victims of fatal car crashes than other groups, but after just about 5-year period from 2013 to 2018, They are now killed roughly twice the rate of white and Hispanic residents, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the people in Milwaukee, white and Hispanic residents, are not going through this issue tenfold compared to the state. Nationally, we have 20%. We're at 27% of crashes happen due to speed, and that's way above the national average. In Milwaukee, even though it's 10%, we have 10% of the population. I think we're close to 30% of these crashes, and a lot of them, unfortunately, I think about half of them are due to intoxication. And I think we've unfortunately seen recently those people who have been killed on the south side was due to intoxication. This is a serious problem, and we're trying to join forces with other groups that want traffic safety in the public right of way, like the Coalition for Safe Driving. Right now, if you go to the page, read the information about this shared traffic safety initiative. It's called Vision Zero. And what we're asking is that the city come together, and it's a multidisciplinary collaboration, okay? You'll find everything out you need to know about it, but basically right now, the Common Council has approved about $110,000 to be used for some sort of educational campaign right now, and it's sitting in the DPW. It's been indicated by the chair of the Finance Committee, Alderman Murphy, who just happens to be the chair of the Reckless Driving Task Force, very powerful person, that he wants the DPW to use this for a educational campaign. The Coalition for Safe Driving, we really want that funding to actually be used for a full and comprehensive data analysis of all traffic modes in the city of Milwaukee, and use the money to create a comprehensive predictive model. So something where we can tell what's going to happen in the future with traffic crashes. We think it's a much better way to spend that funding because it puts us in a position to make data-driven decisions. Even if we don't have a ton of money at the city level, we're always talking about how we're so cash poor. When we talk about divesting funding away from the police, for example, it's a way for residents to say, well, how about we use this money in a concerted way to make changes in the public right-of-way, like engineering streets, creating more opportunities for education, like MPS Drive. These are things that we can say confidently that should be utilized in order to solve this problem in a comprehensive way. So again, I've shared the link with you. Go there. My colleague and friend Celia Jackson, founder of Coalition for Safe Driving, her co-founder, she wrote a wonderful article about it. Tons of information about the Vision Zero network, why Milwaukee needs this. It's so important. And we're going to continue to fight throughout 2021 to get more elected officials on board, right? Because we're going to need more people than just the Department of Public Works to do this important work, like public safety and health, things like that.
Excellent. I actually got to meet her when SOC actually hosted the South Division listening session for the City County Reckless Driving Task Force.
A lot of people showed
up. And I actually got to join in a few meetings for the Coalition of Safe Driving. I know if you go to their Facebook page, they're always looking to welcome anyone into those meetings. I know initially there was a concern with the original plan that there may have been funds used for red light cameras. Can you have any updates on if that is true and if there's been any changes?
So as far as I know, I'll speak personally. I have not heard anything about red light cameras recently through our coalition. I do know that David Crowley, before he became county exec, was trying to pass an assembly bill to start a pilot here in the city of Milwaukee. That bill died. It's just to let you know, folks, it's very hard to get that type of program running in the state. I think it's like unconstitutional or something like that. So even a pilot became challenging. I will say from our perspective at the Bike Federation, despite the fact that many people think that red light cameras, remove a lot of bias, they can still be run inequitably. So our organization contacted the county executive at the time, Assemblyman Crowley, and said, hey, this bill is kind of bare. I think he might have wanted to get it through without any contention from the Republican legislature. But it still didn't indicate like where that funding would go, from the traffic violations, and also where the cameras might go. And I read a lot of information from other states across the country, including like really red states, where there's a lot more rich detail about where these things would go. And a lot of it has to do with benefiting school zones, and using that money to improve the public right of way. And all it said in this current bill was something about the funding going to existing, like to the police, basically, because the Bike Fed knows about all the police programs in the city of Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that. And unfortunately, like the relationship between education and enforcement when it comes to traffic safety, we've been around the block. Like I said, we've been here for 13 years, and it's not, I don't know what programs they're talking about unless they wanted to create new ones. So I do know that assembly bill died, but as in relationship to what the Coalition for Safe Driving is doing right now, that hasn't been a topic of discussion. We're really just trying to make sure that we get started with a comprehensive data model, because why shouldn't you make decisions based off of like keen data-driven knowledge? Like
Thank you.
There's not, when we're making a budget at home about how to spend the money, where the groceries go, how much goes to, the car or the house. We're not just throwing all of our money at one thing and then we turn around, we don't have any money for anything else. So I think, it's a pretty straightforward ask. But
absolutely.
You can't. Right now, we're being told that $110,000 will also, like small pots of money would go to organizations like the Bike Fed or like SOC or whoever. And what we say to that is we've been receiving small pots of funding for a long time to address reckless driving in our communities. And you can only go so far with that program model. I think that we all care about our communities and don't want to see people dying, but that assertion sort of takes some of the responsibility off of the local leader and puts it in our laps. But there's only so much we can do. There's, as taxpayers, we expect these people to take care of, programs, services, other resources every single day. And they've got to also carry that responsibility along with us. So we'll take the money, but we'd like you to, this is a cart before the horse thing. We want to start off with something strong. What do we know about traffic safety? What do we know? What is the data telling us? So enough of my rambling.
Exactly. No, I love your rambling. We can do this data ramble all day. It's my favorite.
Oh,
and as an educator, I fully agree. Just when we think about transforming mindsets about reckless driving, having, data-driven educational opportunities is really where the magic is. So I'm so thankful for what Wisconsin Bike Fed does and all your work and the initiative. Before we have you go, are there any last things that you want to let our audience know, and also some contact information for you?
Sure. So I'll share I told you I was only going to share like one link with you, and I'm here.
I love it. This is great.
So I've shared the Facebook link for the Coalition for Safe Driving. It's really important to the Wisconsin Bike Federation that we're locking arms with people who are concerned about all modes of safety in the public right of way. And next Tuesday, the Coalition for Safe Driving, predominantly sponsored by Northwest Side CDC, will be doing a Safe Streets rally. And I think I've shared, so let's see. If you go to that link for Facebook, in the events, you'll see the Safe Streets rally demonstration. So October, I think October 27th, 3 p.m. That starts at 35th and Hope. So there's that. And then you might get to know some people from the Coalition for Safe Driving, and you'd be like, hey, I really like this. Let's be a coalition. I'll join with you. And then also, I don't have this link, but on November 12th, the Coalition for Safe Driving will be presenting the concept of Vision Zero and the importance of it to the Public Safety and Health Committee. I'm thankful that I got a response from Alderwoman Dmitrievich this morning, and we asked her, hey, It's going to take more than the DPW to do this type of stuff. And we really think that Safety and Health Committee is a great place to start with leadership. And so we're going to be doing like a 10 or 15-minute presentation on what Vision Zero is, why it's good for Milwaukee, what other peer cities are up to, how have they been effectively implementing the Vision Zero strategy, and just say, hey, can you guys get on board with this? We really need you to be kind of that other arm of this equation in order to achieve success. So there you go.
No, appreciate that. And I know Travis Hope is monitoring our comments right now, so maybe Travis can find that link. You said again it was November.
There's not a link for that one because the Health and Safety Committee hasn't released their agenda for November 12th. But in our private chat, I don't know if I'm able to actually share that. So in our private chat, I shared with you a few links. I don't know if you can move that over or not.
Yeah, we'll be able to get that, I think. Yes, and real quick, while I have you, I just wanted to say our Gold Institute is starting soon. We would love to have you come present to residents on what they can do for actions. But thank you for being on the forum today. We'll make sure we add these links over, and we look forward to having you back sometime soon.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, Andrea. Take care, everyone. Be well. Right. Vote. Have a good day.
Right.
Have a good weekend.
Gracias. Be well.
Take care.
Excellent. So thankful for my sister, Carissa Gibbons, coming through. So many great things Wisconsin Bike Fed is doing. So if you get a moment, please check out the sites. We'll be adding a few more sites into the comments in just a moment. Wanted to say hello to a few more guests that have joined us. Diana, hola, one of our great super fans. Another great super fan, Maria de Jesus. Thank you for being back with us today. Let's see whom else we have. Mary Cano también. Hi, Mary. We love seeing you as well. Feel free to go ahead and keep saying hi to us in the comments or tag a friend or share our show. We appreciate that so much. Up next, we're going to have a video that was set up for us that I know I'm going to be having my children watch in a little bit as well. Children coping with stress during COVID-19. Our COVID-19 coordinator, Maureen Zauron, has put this one together. So we'll have that next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marlene Zaron, and I am the COVID-19 project coordinator here at the Southside Organizing Center. Welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC's COVID-19 segment. I am here today to talk about the different ways that parents can help their children cope with stress during this pandemic. Let me just share my screen to quickly show you. So, according to the World Health Organization, where this information was brought from, we'd like to go over how to help children cope with stress during the COVID-19 outbreak. So children respond to stress in different ways. They can be more clingy, angry, agitated, or do things they normally don't during this time and during lots of stressful times, and especially when they're isolated in homes. So different ways that parents can help their children is by responding to your child's reactions in a positive and supportive way. Give them extra time and attention, listen to their concerns, speak kindly, and reassure them. If possible, try to create opportunities for the child to play and relax. That includes going outside for a walk. That includes creating a game. It also includes snack time being a routine that you consistently have. And through that snack time, you also provide a game or a moment for you and the child to check in with one another to see how they're feeling. Keep children close to parents and family and avoid separating them and their caregivers as much as possible. If separation does occur, ensure them regular contact and reassurance as much as you can. To keep to regular routines and schedules as much as possible, you can also create new ones in new environments, such as going to the park to play baseball with each other or soccer. Again, you can also create new ones in school and learning. You can create it around those types of aspects. and creating time for safely playing and relaxing, as I've already stated. So again, this whole article was from the World Health Organization, and you can go to the link that we're going to put in the comments section if you want to get more information. We also have the document here in Spanish for those of you that would want to read over it, and it will be posted on our Facebook page in the next few hours. So thank you.
Excellent. Gracias to Marlene for that informative video. I am a parent of 2 children, and yes, I can fully agree. It's really important that we're being mindful about our children right now and we're supporting them. You can find this information very soon on our Facebook page, like she stated. I'm sure it'll also be on our website, which is www.socmilwaukee.org. After this, we're going to have a civic update. We'll actually have 2 videos today from our census and civic manager, Gabe Charles. One will be discussing the timeline on voting right now, and the next one will be about packing the polls caravan that is going to be tomorrow.
Hi, everybody. So we are less than 2 weeks away from the election, and I just want to make sure everyone's aware of the deadlines that are coming up and other information to make sure that everyone knows all the opportunities they have to register to vote and to vote successfully in this election. So starting on the top left, now through October 23rd, you can request your absentee ballots. And although October 29th is the legal deadline to request absentee ballots, it's not recommended to wait that long to request an absentee ballot. We know that we just want to give as much time as possible for people to request it, receive it from the Election Commission, and send it back in time or drop it in a drop box in time for those votes to be counted. But voting by mail is a very, very effective way to vote. Many states do this exclusively, so please don't be hesitant to vote by mail and request your absentee ballot if you want to stay safe and vote from home. And again, that link to request your absentee ballot always appears in our comments. It also appears at the top right of this flyer, bit.ly/SOCVote. So go there to request your absentee ballot. Either today or tomorrow is the best time to do it. Under that, October 14th was the last day to register to vote by mail or online, but there are still ways to register to vote. So you can register to vote at an early voting site that I will share in just a couple minutes. You can register to vote on the day of the election at your designated polling site and let us know if you don't know where that is and we can help you find it. And you can also register to vote until October 30th at the clerk's office at 200 East Wells Street. So those are 3 options that you have to register to vote if you are not registered yet. Right next to October 14th, starting October 20th and through November 1st, you can vote early. So like I said, you can register to vote at an early voting site, and you can vote before the election in person through these different voting sites. And for the South Side, those locations are Zablocki Library, Mitchell Street Library, Tippecanoe Library, and Bayview Library. The times for Zablocki Library are Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then Mitchell Street, Tippecanoe, and Bayview Libraries are available to early vote Mondays and Tuesdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and then Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So then above that, you can see October 27th is the practical deadline to return your absentee ballot by mail. So if you request your absentee ballot and you don't get it until October 27th or, at the end of next week, do not send it by mail. You'll want to turn it into one of the drop boxes that are available at those same locations that I just mentioned. And if you have any issues getting your witness signature on the absentee ballot envelope, people at those Dropbox sites at the libraries are available to sign as your witness. And then we can see next to that, October 29th is the legal deadline to request your absentee ballot. Again, we are not suggesting that anybody wait this long to request it, but you are allowed to request it up until October 29th. Then again, November 1st will be the last day that early voting is available at those locations. And then November 3rd is election day. So if you have any questions about how you can vote successfully in this election, if you want to know where your polling place is, if you need help knowing how to prove your residence, so if you're registering to vote for the first time, you need to bring proof of residence. Any questions like that, please don't hesitate to reach out or comment in our comment section to make sure that you know how to vote successfully in this election. I also just want to let you all know about an event that's happening this Saturday, October 24th, which is actually National Early Voting Day, where there will be a caravan going from the north side of the city to the south side of the city, stopping at different early voting locations to promote voting in the city. And this is actually a statewide event because a number of cities in Wisconsin are going to be having caravans in their city. And then at 2 p.m., there's going to be a press conference where all of the cities that are participating in this caravan will log on and just share information and promote voting. And at that point, the caravan in Milwaukee will be at Burnham Park when the press conference happens on that Zoom call. So as you can see, Saturday will be starting at 10 a.m. at Midtown Mall on the north side, go through a couple different stops, and then at 12:45 on Saturday, it will be at the Clinton Rose Senior Center where there will be some musical performances. And then from there, it will come to the south side. So that will be at Burnham Park at 2 p.m. And then it will end at 3 p.m. at the Mitchell Park Domes. So they're making extra effort to make sure that this is a socially distanced event and that people are not conducting themselves in an unsafe way. So if you think that this is something you want to participate in, definitely drive up and be a part of this caravan. If not, there is the virtual option, and we will share that Zoom link in our comments for people to participate. And again, just do what you can to promote this event. We want to make sure it's big and that it makes some noise in the city and inspires some people to get out and vote.
Excellent. Thank you for those wonderful videos from our Civic and Census Manager, Gabe Charles. Also, Gabe has a message for you all. She will be back on Monday to give another update, but she wanted us to let you know that the census is done. We're not going to be collecting for census for another 10 years, and a lot of that money goes towards road repairs and certain initiatives to make our life better and easier here in Milwaukee. While the window is closed, we're hopeful that you'll still do what it takes to make sure that you are heard for voting and you're still getting your voice out there. If you need any assistance at all with any of it, please don't hesitate to reach out to SOC either on our website or calling 372-8090. Also, as Gabe stated, you can go to the early voting sites and get some assistance, especially if you need a witness. For some of you right now that are following us, we would love for you to jump in the comments and let us know if you did vote or if you did fill out the census. We always want to celebrate you, and I highly recommend when you're reaching out to any of your friends, please ask them as a courtesy of kindness, did you vote? Because we want to make sure everyone is heard. Up next, I'm really, really excited. We're going to have our brand new community development public ally, Alan Canasgasco, joining us with his first interview. He's going to be interviewing Nikisha Payne, who is the public involvement and outreach manager from Sewer Pack. So we'll have them on next. Hi, Alan. How are you? Hi, Nikki.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Thank you for being here. I'll have you go ahead and do your interview.
Thank you. Can you see my camera? Sorry. Yeah, there we are. So hi, sí, hola a todos. Mi nombre es my name is Alan Canasgasco Rubio. I am new to the SOC family, as Andrea said. My title is Community Development Public Ally, and I am here to present Nikki. Nikki, again, is the Public Involvement and Outreach Manager for the Southeastern Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission, which is SewerPAC. And she is here to tell us more about SewerPAC and tell us more and invite us to the upcoming Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy Stakeholder Meeting. So thank you, Nikki, for joining us today.
Thank you, Alan. And thanks so much for inviting me to join you today on Facebook Live. I'm excited to be with my SOC family. We've been working with you guys for almost getting close to 10 years. So excited to be able to be here today. For those of you who are not familiar who SORPAC is, I'm going to share a couple of slides, so hopefully you'll be able to follow along, and I'll keep it moving because I have been given a specific time frame. Oops. And it's not showing up. So I'm going to apologize, and I'll just get right to it. So SORPAC is actually, as he said, the Southeastern Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission. We cover the 7 counties of Kenosha, Racine, Walworth, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Washington, and Ozaukee. And what we do is we're a governmental agency that does long-range planning dealing with the infrastructures of transportation, land use, and the environment. And as our partner, SOC has been working with our Vision 2050 plan. Hopefully you guys have heard about that. And within that plan, that actually talks about what we're going to look like as far as transportation and land use being things like parks and recreation, housing, through the year of 2050. And so from that, we just recently did these, and I should say this plan is actually recommendations given to state and local governments regarding our transportation and land use, as I mentioned. We have 9 community partners, as I said, SOC is one of them, to assist in gathering input from our minority communities, low-income communities, and people with disabilities. During this process that we've done with the Vision 2050, we have been in contact with over 15,000 households, 1,500 residents have been interviewed, and 1,400 people have been using interactive web tools so that they can provide input for this plan. So really excited about how it is and what's out there. I would love to make sure that you get an opportunity to take a look at that. So I'm going to share our website within the chat box so that you're able to take a look at that plan. Another thing that we've been doing is the regional chloride study, which touches on our environmental side. This study has been conducted from 2018 to 2020, the winter of 2020. And the regional chloride study is intended to determine the impact of chloride, including road salt, on the surface and groundwater within our regions. So we've been looking at 37 streams and lakes throughout the region. And to kind of bring it on home, a third major program that we just started within the region is the Regional Food System Plan. This is looking at food access in all 7 counties, whether it's dealing with transportation, food banks, the farms themselves. So this is a new study that we're looking at, especially with COVID-19 happening, how there have been some disparities that have happened, ways that we can make it better for food to get to the restaurants, to the grocery stores, and within our region. So those are the 3 major programs that we have been working on. The other thing that I wanted to highlight today, as Alan had mentioned, is actually the SETS program, or the SETS is Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. It's been developed in partnership with M7, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, and SORPAC. This is a strategy that is designed to bring together the public and private sectors to develop a strategic plan to diversify and strengthen the region's economy. Adoption of the SETS plan by the county boards make county and local governments available with, tongue got a little tied. Adoption of the SETS strategy by the county board makes counties and local governments in the county with economically distressed areas eligible to apply for grants under the EDA Public Works Economic Development Adjustment Programs. So basically, that was a whole lot of words to say for economically developed stressed areas, places that where we need some money to come in to help with businesses and to grow the area. This is where the money would come from because they look at certain areas across the country. So we want to make sure that we have people participate in that conversation that's going to happen this Monday at 1 p.m. And again, I am sending it through the chat so that you will be able to register and enjoy the conversation that happens. And we're going to do a SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats within our region.
Yeah, this sounds all very cool, and I think community input is definitely very important for this meeting, especially knowing that your organization plans this out and puts it into place once all that input is put in. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I was still on mute.
Problem.
Excellent. Alan, you did such a wonderful job for your first interview. We am so thankful that we get to have you on the SOC team, and we look forward to more contributions from you.
Thank you. I know the guys from Ayuda Muta were here yesterday, and I just want to give them a shout out again because they do an amazing job. I've been volunteering with them, and good work over there. So, and then, yeah, thank you for having me here. I look forward to being here again.
Yeah, and if you're able to give us an update about, some future sewer pack things, and I just want to encourage all of our SOC viewers, if you haven't had a chance to see the 2050 plan, please make sure you're checking it out. It's very important, and we do need more resident voice on that. So thank you, Alan. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. We'll see you.
All right, gracias. All right, up next, we're going to go ahead and have our SOC promo with our communication manager, Marisol Diaz.
Has this live forum been informative and useful to you? What part of the forum could be improved or changed to make it better? Please take a quick survey that's located in the comments section so that we can keep 3 o'clock with SOC going for residents. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, we're already getting close to the end of the hour. Another information-filled forum. We're so thankful for that. Thank you to Carissa Gibbons from Wisconsin Bike Fed. Also, thank you from Nikisha Payne coming from Sewer Pack today. Such great guests. Please don't forget to go ahead and request your absentee ballot, or if you can get to the early voting stations, which you can find the information on our SOC website and our Facebook page and Instagram, please make sure you are voting. We're so thankful for all of you, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Couple reminders for next week. Just want you to know, Ed Falone will be on Monday. We'll be having our amazing youth organizers on Tuesday. It'll be Spanish Day again on Wednesday, and I know we'll have a great guest coming up soon. And then Thursday, there'll be a Hanan Refugee Coalition with Sheila Badwan that Marlene will be interviewing that day. And then on Friday, I'm excited, we'll be having my friend, City Attorney Chairman Spencer joining us to let us know a little bit about that position. All right, solidarity always with our protesters and everyone affected with COVID-19. We're so thankful. Be safe out there. And now some funder and partner thank yous. Goodbye, everyone.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to SOC's live forum today. My name is Jeanette, and I am the resident lead for South of the Tracks Polonia Resident Group. Today, we'd like to thank some sponsors: Wisconsin Voices, Community Development Block Grant, Neo Philanthropy State Infrastructure Fund, Movement Voter Project, Catholic Campaign for Human Development, Zilber Foundation, City of Milwaukee Office of Violence Prevention, Tides Foundation, City of Milwaukee Promise Zones, and all the faithful individuals who support SOC through their personal donations. We thank you. We hope you all are staying safe. Talk to you soon.